You might want to be careful watching this video because a lot of the Xbots and a lot of the ponies have went into coma. Get your overclock keyboards ready, and perhaps this time only, you might want to stop rolling your fat doobies around because we're talking about Season 20 of Xbox Call of Duty and Activision drama, and you want to see what happened? Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, because breaking! Sony has told the UK regulator that Call of Duty players are likely to switch to Xbox even if the series stays on PlayStation, partly because of potential exclusive features on Microsoft's console. And ladies and gentlemen, this situation has been 10 times wilder than Johnny Sins movies, arguably even 20 times wilder than Michelle Jenica's situation out there. I mean, goddamn. Check this out. You got the ponies patrolling, you got the bots patrolling, and the funniest thing of them all, okay? You ready? I don't think you're ready, okay? Stop growing Nesquik in the backyard because check this out. I mean, damn, son. I just cannot believe it, man. Sony's requirements to allow Microsoft to acquire Activision are the following. Number 1, no extra content that is not available on PlayStation. Number 2, no hardware enhancements better than PlayStation. Number 3, no Xbox Game Pass benefits. Quickly after, a lot of the Xbots went into coma, man, and understandably so, man. I just don't understand the situation. This is hypocrisy 101, and there's a video I want to show you. Get your overclock keyboards ready and check this out, guys. I cannot believe it. People are dropping Batista bombs in the chat. Shout out to the homie Like and Friday me in the situation. This Homo sapien says that I have no words because previously Sony said that pre-order Modern Warfare 2 on PlayStation to receive exclusive extras including Oni operator. Yo, play as a deadly samurai operator. Damn, okay, damn it. And the bots right now, they're constipated. They just don't seem to understand how this happened, why this is happening. And quickly after, Xbox officially came out. I mean, damn, this is the please check your candy dish here. We found troll posts in ours, and the troll posts are basically PlayStation better, PlayStation better, PlayStation better. And to understand this situation, man, I do play on PlayStation. I know that might be a hard pill to swallow. You might want to go off and just go off, man, just go off. But man, this situation is so wild. You gotta understand, it would be understandable if PlayStation and Jim Ryan would be like, yeah man, do not make Call of Duty exclusive on Xbox. That's their birthright, okay? Jim Ryan is gonna do everything he can to stop this deal. That's understandable. But to say that Xbox cannot do the same thing as PlayStation, that's like hypocrisy 101, man. Y'all know I cannot defend this, man. That's actually wild. This man points out that Black Ops Shore PlayStation 4 exclusive, new content for your PlayStation 4. Play my packs 30 days early. And for this story, ladies and gentlemen, stop rolling your fat doobies. Xbox is crying over Activision deal. Let's check it out.
Diving into the first story of the video, Xbox is crying over the Activision deal. Before anyone goes crazy, I'm simply using this title to point out how ridiculous it was for extreme Xbox fanboys.
Now, previously we have seen the bots perspective, and today I want to see the Sony ponies perspective, okay?
Right. When it came to this Xbox Activision deal, Microsoft is doing the same now, and they're clearly upset over what the UK Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, said recently. Let's go over some of the main points.
Strong and independent, strong and independent.
Right off the bat, UK CMA voices concerns about the Activision Xbox deal, and the first response I see is Xbox saying they're adopting Sony's complaints without appropriate level of critical review. They're doing the most review here. You guys just don't like the response.
Listen, if you're a bot, you're really gonna let a Sony pony like tell you that? Like, where the bots homies at? Where the Sony ponies at, man? Let me see Sony ponies and bots.
Thinking PlayStation will shut down if Xbox owns Call of Duty is ridiculous, which I agree to. I don't think PlayStation will shut down.
Oh wow.
Xbox then goes off to point out how Sony is the market leader with 150 million install base.
That's true, and that's likely because Xbox effed up big time, okay? I know, okay, I know, but that's true, right? Especially when they came out with Xbox One and they told people that you cannot use used games. They will Kinect will always be online. I mean, listen, Xbox One was always doomed to fail, okay? Because of that situation, Sony, they took advantage of that situation. They made like those videos, those 20-second videos. Step 1, if you want to play used games, just give your copies to your friends. PlayStation, you remember that?
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
And now Phil Spencer is trying to be more consumer friendly, so this is why Xbox is slowly but surely on the come up. And Jim Ryan, he's making those $70 remix. I mean, damn, man.
This includes Xbox One, Series X, and Series S, which means the SX and SS have sold about 13 million consoles at this point.
Oh,
but
wow.
at this point, Microsoft, you guys barely pushed out games.
Yo, my man, chill. Now listen, in a way that's facts, okay? In a way that's facts. Now listen, I do play on Sony ponies. Like I cannot defend Sony with their hypocrisy of that situation. We talked about it, but facts are facts, okay? Like what did they really push? They pushed nothing. And yeah, even PlayStation, they might have that game about that Stray game. Yeah, that was debatably really good. I didn't purchase, but people that bought it or got it with PlayStation Plus, they said that it was kind of good. PlayStation had some games, $70 remake as well, nothing groundbreaking. Xbox basically had nothing. The only big game PlayStation is gonna be having this year is gonna be God of War Ragnarok, and quite frankly, I'm actually really hyped for that, man.
And people also bought PlayStation because of the Call of Duty deals they had. Let's point that out as well to see the influence of Call of Duty on the market space. They also point out that Sony isn't afraid of increasing their console
Strong and independent,
pricing like they did recently. This tells me that Microsoft didn't increase their price just yet to say this on the deal as a counterpoint. That's what it feels like. Sony increased their pricing for inflation. We know that. The reverse point here is Xbox can clearly take the hit.
My guy, I can go to China right now and I can buy every studio for 2 cents, man.
By not increasing their console pricing, just like they can take the hits when releasing games day one on Game Pass. That's a counterpoint to this to make you guys not seem like the victim, because you're not. You're a trillion-dollar company at this point.
Now, listen, that's a really good point, though, Red. That's a really good point. I know, but hear me out, man. Hear me out. Listen, Microsoft is a trillion-dollar company, and it's always kind of hilarious to me whenever Microsoft comes out and say that we are number 5, okay? We're Sony number 1, they're number 1. We're number 5, and recently we're hearing that Xbox is actually number 2. Because they're catching up, they're making that revenue, they're making that monies, which is actually really good. So what I'm trying to say here is that a lot of them are getting very strong and independent. We know that Sony is strong, it's independent, and now even Xbox is trying to be very strong and independent, and that's actually really good to see. But it's always hilarious whenever Microsoft comes out and they say that, well, we do not have money, we're a small company. And we know for the fact that Microsoft they got $1 trillion. Posterique Microsoft bench. Well, you're a $1 trillion company. And I even Googled this because initially when we heard that Google is stepping in, they're trying to tag team with Sony, they're dropping Batista bombs and whatnot, I really thought that Google would have been a bigger company than Microsoft, but they are not. They are not. Crazy, I know.
Then to make the hilarious point that Sony bought Bungie and Haven as if that equates to Activision. It is wild to see a company say this extreme Xbox.
Yeah, you're really gonna let this man say that? I mean, in a way, that's kind of facts, though. I know, but again, okay, listen. Wow, okay, listen. Take-Two, and I always used to think this, man, that Take-Two would have been more expensive, but I look at their graphs, they're like somewhere around $19 billion. $19 billion. Even Take-Two, Activision, that's like $70 billion. I mean, holy mother. Take-Two, they got GTA 6 coming out, my guy, and they're like $19 billion. And Activision, on the other hand, people always complain, yo, man, Call of Duty is the same game every year, I'm not gonna buy it, and they're sitting at $70 billion. I mean, damn, son.
Fanboy nonsense statement. You're comparing Bungie, who's still multi-platform, and Haven, who do not have a game under their belt yet, out in the public. Nobody knows what they're making. To Activision, one of the biggest publishers in the world with the best-selling game franchise yearly. Come on now, what is this comparison? Ridiculous to see that on the on the article. They also point out that Sony had 280 first and third-party exclusives in 2021, 5 times as Xbox. I'm genuinely wondering if they're also including third-party content here, not even full games.
Oh wow, and man, the copium from the Xbox fans, from the PlayStation fans have been crazy. Listen, man, I've been loving this, man. I actually been loving this one. In the comments if you've been loving seeing the salty Sony ponies and the salty Xbox fans, the bots out there. Quite frankly, I've been loving it, man.
Exclusive piece of content they included in this 280 number. Xbox,
oh, wow.
You guys have $1 trillion company backing you. All those exclusive games and content Sony got, you guys could get way more. You have the money to do it. This is a weird point. Not as weird as the Haven Bungie point, but still, it's a weird point to make. The last point from Xbox here is that if people switch to Xbox from PlayStation, it's because they have more choice when it comes to paying for their games, meaning, of course, Game Pass. And this is behavior that the CMA should encourage. This part, I get. Competition is always good in my books, but Activision is at a different level.
You agree with him on that or nah?
Get your 23 studios in order, Microsoft, Xbox. Like
damn.
Say Sony shouldn't depend on Call of Duty.
Yo, if you're a bot, yo, I wanna see you go off right now. I wanna know your perspective. I wanna know your opinions. I have covered like 2-3 times the bot's perspective, and now I'm like, I wanna see like Pony's perspective too, you know?
Produce games from your already stacked lineup of studios. I think they have more studios than PlayStation at this point before the Activision deal. Get working on them. The CMA's final point here also counters this, saying they're worried what all of this content on Game Pass will do to competing subscription services down the line, like Amazon, Nvidia, or of course even PlayStation Plus at one point. This is also a focus I've pointed out before. I'd want Sony's PS Plus to be able to compete. People shouldn't want Game Pass to hold so much ground because those prices could very well increase in the future.
And they surely will increase. And even if they increase, in my opinion, as someone that doesn't have Game Pass, I know, yeah, I barely get time to play games nowadays, and the only games I play, it's gonna sound sad, but it's Call of Duty, GTA, and that's pretty much it. And sometimes I want to play story games as well, and I'm really hyped for God of War. But listen, man, I would get Game Pass, right, if I had a lot of free time and I wanted to play a lot of different games, because for $15 a month, and if in the future it gets up to $20 and even $25, in my opinion, that would still be a great deal. I don't see it be $25. Is most likely going to be $20 in the coming years, but I do want to see PlayStation also compete, because the PlayStation Plus tiers, I also haven't purchased a PlayStation Plus tiers because to me it's not worth it, man. Like mostly all of the games that are on it, I already got them. I already played them. The stuff that I wanted was the PS3 games, and you cannot even download those games. It's stream only, and streaming only, it's shies over on PlayStation, and I mean, damn, man.
Going to stop Microsoft if they're the home of some of the biggest franchises in gaming history, period. I'll link the articles in the description below if you want to check everything else, else out
strong.
In detail.
Very strong. But we got a Call of Duty documentary. Modern Warfare 2, is that gonna be a last Call of Duty game? Click on this video on the screen. It's a banger, y'all, and I will see you right there.